You ain't gonna get no money fighting that dude. You already fought Charles Martin like 2-3 years ago, so he's out of that shit. Luis Ortiz about to fight Andy Ruiz at the end of the summer, so that takes both of them out of the shit, right? So who do they have to offer you that would get you the kind of money you could get with Derek? And what I see is, the only thing they could offer you that could get you the same or more money is a Wilder fight. What's the problem with that? We don't know if Wilder gonna come back. We don't know if he's gonna come back. Now I'm gonna open up the chat to the panel, and y'all have some motherfucking manners and don't talk over each other, man. That shit get annoying. You know what I mean? But yeah, pressure fighters. One thing about pressure fighters, to what Dennis was talking about. I told Dennis in the comments that I'm like, look, pressure fighters don't change much from one fight to the next. They kind of fight everybody the same way. They might tweak a little something, but they really don't change much. So even if the pressure guy was a handful the first time, the second time, he's predictable. Hey, what's goody Leo? What's goody Chris?
What's up, bro? How you?
Hey, what's goody Country? How y'all doing?
Same old shit, different day, B. Studying for finals and still watching this boxing shit. Yep.
I'll dig it. But yeah, like pressure guys don't really change much. Feel me? Like they're fun to watch and they could be a handful at first, but in a rematch situation, they don't change much. So yeah, I'm just wondering if Adam is going to take this fight. I'm gonna start at the bottom. I'm gonna start with Villain. Villain, do you feel like Adam going to take that fight?
Well, I mean, it's only a logical thing to do is to take the fight. The problem is we always know what these politics always do. You saw him lose $7 million for that fight already. So I think he's going to try to force his promoter to give him that fight because he's at the end of it. I mean, I'm not even saying just from a fighting vantage point. He doesn't have a lot more options to make any money anymore. So he has to take that fight. I think it's red alert. He has to.
All right, let me go to Virtuoso. Virtuoso, you think he's going to take the Chisora fight?
I think he's gonna go. He feels like it has no other choice. Like he lives to fight. He has a tremendous heart, but like I don't know, man. It's like it's not gonna look good for him. If he takes this fight, I hope they pay him well.
I mean, shit. Look, Derek Chisora is still box office, so Box Watch. Do you think he's going to take the Chisora fight?
Oh man. What is wrong with these guys fighting on the zone, man? It's all about if that Al Heyman guy lets him fight over there. I think he will take it himself, but will they let him fight over there?
That's the question, and I mean that's what I'm really asking, guys, isn't so much should he, but do you believe that what does your gut tell you? What do your instincts tell you? Do you believe that? Because he should, that he should is obvious.
There's no question that he will get paid better over there than anywhere else. There's no question in that. It's just that what is going on with them? I think they need guys over there at Showtime or at PBC. They need their guys over there. They don't want to send them out on other platforms. They need them there. They need to keep that programming going.
Yeah.
They need fighters for that, and they like Wilder's not even. He's still drinking his tea, and he's still drinking his tea and that.
The last I heard, that's what he was doing.
So Country, no one don't know what he's doing.
Let me go to Country. Country, do you think Adam is going to take that money and fight Derek Chisora? Not if he should, but do you think he will?
I think he will because, like the other guys were saying, and I like Villain's analogy of it. I mean, what options does the guy have left? I mean, he better. This is the one of the opportunities that's knocking. You take it. Win, lose, or draw, you take it. Plus, I think
agree.
if they fight, at least for a minute, it'll be great fireworks between
them.
Oh,
no, the fight will be, the fight will be great. Like, as far as the fight, I love the fight because somebody going to go out, bro. Somebody going to go, probably going to be
Adam. Most likely Kalnaki.
Probably going to be Adam.
But yeah, no, he should. I think he will, and I think he should. My own opinion, I think he should because opportunity's knocking, and he ain't going to get a better opportunity than this at this point in his career. Coming off those bad losses.
Back to and those was ass whoopings, country. Those wasn't. It ain't even like it was just like a loss. Like Canelo lost. You got your ass whooped in 2 fights.
Embarrassed. Ass whooped.
Shout out to Robert Hellenius, man. But let me go to Chris. Chris, do you feel we already know that he should, or we can make the argument of why he should, but do you think he will sign the contract?
Hopefully he does, because if he doesn't, man, I don't know how his financial future is going to be. And also those 2 beatings, specifically the last fight, that takes a lot out of you. And also, I'm not talking about fighting. That goes without saying, but like physically, that takes a lot out of you in terms of life, because he took a horrendous beating. He took a horrendous, bad beating for a prolonged, sustained period of time. So when I saw that, I said, like, hey, you took $7 million away from him just to spite AJ, and your charge ended up losing 2 fights and also suffering horrendous damage himself. Give him this fight. It's in your fiduciary, like now this is like, let's be merciful. It's in your fiduciary duty as an advisor to advise your client to do the best thing for him. Al, have a soul. Give him the money so he can.
Al don't have a soul, fam. Like when the fuck did he start having? Let me go to. I want to go to Leo. Leo, do you think he's gonna? Because I think we all agree that he should, for more reasons than one. But do you think that he will take the fight?
Julius, no.
No?
No, it's not. Kavnatsky is too perfect for the PBC. Look,
that's true.
Look, Elenius is not he can box a little bit, but it's not a good boxer. He can stick and move something. He has some straight punches, but it's not a really good boxer at the heavyweight. And Elenius beat he whooped his ass in 2 fights. So you put Kavnatsky against any overcomer or anyone you want to hype up, and Kavnatsky is going to lose. And
but Leo, because he's coming off of 2 losses, right? This is the thing. What is the value of match? Well, then again, let me not ask that, because they really have Areola fighting whatchamacallit. Areola has another fight, for those that don't know. He has another fight, so.
God, no. Come on.
Let me say this. I think it's not a lie. I think I know this about the PVC and Alhem. They pay these guys free money for staying in the couch.
That's true.
$100, $200 to not take fights, and guys do that because, okay, you're gonna give me $100,000 by doing nothing. Okay, I take it.
Why not? Shit,
maybe I get a million in the next fight. So they
but
take it.
How many of these dudes gonna stay in shape 365 a la Klitschko?
That's why they don't, Chris. That's why they don't. Because when something do come up, motherfucker been sitting there binge watching Netflix shows.
Watching mad porn.
Watching, you know what I'm saying? Watching Violet Myers videos. Mark, is he going to take the fight?
Yes.
All right. Tell me why you think he will take the fight.
Because I think PBC are in a no-go area in terms of being able to offer people step aside. So far this year, they've put on 2 heavyweight fights, and they were both on the 1st of January. They haven't had a fight since the Luis Ortiz Charles Martin in the heavyweight division. Same card was Frank Sanchez. Adam Kavnatsky offers no investment for them. Them being able to make a percentage off of him on the DAZN fees makes absolute sense, considering he's now a plummeted value.
Well, you know, they pulled Andy Ruiz, who tried to jump ship, and we talked about that here on the channel. You know, Andy tried to jump ship. You know, he had already signed a contract to fight Luis Ortiz, but he tried to go to Triller, and he tried to fight Tyrone Spong. So does that affect your perception of that? That now the plan is Andy Ruiz, Luis Ortiz towards the end of the summer.
No, it doesn't change my thoughts on Adam Kovnatsky at all. Because Adam Kovnatsky has no perception of value for the PBC at all at this stage. Like, whatever small Polish community of fans that he had out there in New York, that thing's gone. That's gone.
I agree with that, but Mark, they're still getting Chris Arreola fights, bro.
Yeah, but Chris Arreola is Mexican.
That's true. This is why I miss Mark. I missed you, Mark. JBN. JBN. Do you think Adam's going to take the fight? Do you think he'll sign a contract?
What's up, IQ? I haven't been on your show in a while, man. How you been?
Aquí lo mismo. Tú sabes.
Todo bien, todo bien. Yeah, yo pienso que sí, bro, because ya que más tienen para él, no, they don't have nothing else for him to do. Like Mark said, they could just charge that fee, that percentage fee for allowing him to go over there. And yeah, I think it'll happen. He doesn't have anything else to do in the PBC. They don't have anything else for him. Wilder ain't gonna fight him. If Wilder comes back, it'll probably be against like Andy Ruiz. That's the only PBC guy that I see. I don't see him coming out for no Luis Ortiz or anybody else. So I say it's a go. It'll happen.
I want to go to Mark because I haven't talked to Mark in a while. Mark, Wilder's supposed to be drinking tea with like different types of mushrooms and maybe a little bit of jizz, a little bit of blood, a little bit of sweat, so he could, help him make a decision as to whether or not he wants to box again. Do you get the sense that he might return towards the end of the year should Andy Ruiz emerge victorious? Do you feel like do you think he's going to come back?
Well, I wouldn't see why he wouldn't take a $3 million payday against a guy who he's seen got knocked down against Chris Arreola. Maybe there's not a lot of hunger, but there's probably not a lot of risk. Since the first Joshua fight, Andy Ruiz has looked very bad after that. He hasn't looked like a guy who's taking anything seriously. So I could see Wilder taking that fight, but only that fight. Unless he was offered like a $20 million fight out of nowhere to fight Joshua or some shit. It would need to be massive money, but nobody else would be able to pay him what he's become accustomed to.
Yeah.
Outside of that, but it would need to be low risk in his mind and someone vulnerable. So yeah, Ruiz would probably offer the highest in his mind. Whether that's correct or not.
But I mean, a plan like that is contingent upon Ruiz actually beating Luis Ortiz, and it's not a foregone conclusion that he does. So if there's a plan, right? Because we're thinking like there's a plan, and we're talking like there's a plan. Like, yeah, Wilder will come back if it's for Ruiz, but Ruiz is supposed to be fighting Luis Ortiz at the end of this summer. That's what they reeled him back in for. They literally stopped the Tyrone Spong fight from happening, even though there was time. There was enough time there that you can fight Spong and still fight Ortiz. They killed that shit. Like, no, you fighting Ortiz, fam. Period. You fighting Ortiz. So how could the plan be, Wilder versus Ruiz towards the end of the year when we don't know if Ruiz is going to beat Luis Ortiz? Do you feel he's going to beat him?
Yes, I do.
You think really?
I think Ruiz is going to beat Ortiz, yeah.
Holy shit.
I didn't like what I seen from Ortiz against Charles Martin at all. His chin looked shot to pieces. Like shot to pieces.
But so did Andy's. Yeah, a lot of those Eddie Reynoso fighters, they've been losing fights.
Yeah, but
Dropped by Chris Arreola is real bad.
Just keep, country. Oscar Valdez ain't lose. Canelo ain't lose. I'm just being real.
No me recuerdes, bro. No me recuerdes.
I'm sorry, pero la verdad, Eddie, it's happening, bro. It's happening.
I didn't like what I seen from either of them. But Luis Ortiz's stamina is getting worse and worse. So is his chin. I know Andy's not great, but if I had to put a bet on it, Luis Ortiz won't be able to keep the distance. He's slowed down. His feet have slowed down. He's not as strong. That'll become an inside fight. And who would I favor on the inside? I'd favor the shorter, fast-handed Mexican.
Yeah, but he don't have fast feet, bro.
You don't need to. Luis Ortiz don't have feet, bro. He's like 5,000 years old.
That's true. He slides. he slides around the ring the way you slide across your kitchen to get a late night snack. Like he don't he slides.
He's got an ancient Egyptian birth certificate, man.
Real shit. His birth certificate is on papyrus, bro. So
Yeah,
papyrus.
hieroglyphics.
Is that slide similar to Tom Cruise in that movie?
Risky
Yeah,
business.
Just take the
Hey, is Ruiz Ortiz officially made now, or is it?
Well, it's this the thing. When they it's official that they're doing it. I know because it was literally an article about it that it says everything. He was gonna go to Triller. He was gonna fight Tyrone Spong, but apparently he already signed a contract. That's what it says. He signed a contract already to fight Ortiz, and that's why they wouldn't let him fight Tyrone Spong. So by the sound of that, if Ruiz already signed the contract, which is what it says, then I'm pretty sure Luis Ortiz signed the contract because he been wanted Ruiz for the last 2 years. When the pandemic started, he was calling him out like, "Yo, I want to fight," and Luis Ortiz was saying that, "Oh, Andy Ruiz wanted a tune-up fight." So here we are.
How long are they gonna wait, man? Pretty soon Ortiz is gonna be coming to the ring with a walker and shit, man. It's like, geez.
Bro, the reason they waiting, I don't know if it's gonna be on Fox. I kind of feel like it might be on Fox. I don't know. Like, who carried that Luis Ortiz versus Charles Martin pay-per-view? Was that Fox or Showtime?
That was Fox.
I think it's gonna be Fox, bro. And I think the reason that they have to wait is because it's Fox. Fox is not giving them dates like that, bro. It was them. It was that shit. And then what else after that? Spence ended up on Showtime.
They've had like 2 Fox cards, right? They haven't had more than like 2 or 3.
I think they only had 2, bro. I think they only had 2.
Yeah. You know what I just found out? Sorry. You know what I just found out earlier in the chat? That the Zonas has a longer run than PBC on Fox.
Yeah, literally, yeah. But look, it's the narratives, bro. But based on what the narrative pushers told us, the Zone shouldn't even be here right now, let alone in 170 plus countries. Like they shouldn't be. Like y'all said, they was gonna go broke, right? Instead, they didn't go broke, and they got bigger. So
do you know what I love about the Zone? No one can deny it. The Zone has had the most upsets in boxing on its network out of all of the networks over the last 3 years.
Literally,
yes.
Joshua, the biggest upsets, bro. Joshua Ruiz, Joshua. Some people consider Joshua Usyk an upset, but I don't. I don't.
It's not
but
that
the bookies do.
But like the biggest one of them all was Kiko Martinez beating fucking Josh Warrington, and I don't care what anybody said. Not Josh Warrington, beating Kid Galahad. Yeah.
Oh, he slumped dude bad too. He punched the shit out of him.
He did though. Like
Garcia losing to Sandor too. Martin was in that upset too.
Woo! I forgot about that. Yo,
Teofimo losing to George.
Yes.
That was an upset.
Mark, I'm glad you brought that up because see, there's a lot of people. Like I saw a guy on Twitter try to say that the PBC has put up the best schedule so far, and I thought about it. I'm like, well, how many PBC fights were great fights? I'll say Spence versus Ugas is probably something that he's thinking about. Not me. I don't think that was a great fight.
That's nasty works, B. That's
no, but that wasn't. No. Listen to me. Listen. That wasn't a great fight. It literally, it was not. I'll bring up one fight. Mick Conlon versus Lee Wood. That was a great fight. That had everything. Had everything. No,
that's fight of the year so far. That's still fight of the year so far.
That fight was historic.
So how many fights like that did we get at PBC?
You don't get those fights. You get has-been and mismanaged careers.
Right.
That's what happened. I mean, that's what I was just going to say. I was just about to mention. So we're talking about Wilder coming back. He's only going to fight anybody PBC. What crop of PBC fighters do they have that are actual heavyweights that are worth the shit? What draws that back in? He had a belt.
Zero.
He held the belt. He held the belt hostage. He fought the Ortizes and he fought cab drivers and custodians and all these nobodies. But he didn't have to fight against anybody of real value. What brings him back in? What, a payday maybe? If the guy saved his money and did anything right with his money, there's no narrative for him to come back in unless there's a belt, unless he can get back the WBC belt in some way. That's the only way that dude's coming back. He's not going to come back to fight Luis Ortiz and Charles Martin and Cindy Crawford's son or whoever the hell.
Nobody would watch.
I don't think the belt has
Question,
any.
country. Can I answer your question?
What?
You know the WBC is gonna make that Ruiz versus Wilder a #1 mandatory for that WBC belt if that happens, if that fight happens.
If
Yeah.
look,
Yeah.
let me tell y'all something scary. Bektamir Jalilov next fight is on Showtime.
Oh, Bakadir, yeah, Bakadir.
Bakadir, my fault, Bakadir. His next fight is on Showtime. Now, I don't think Stefan Espinosa is very smart for what it's worth. I think he's kind of stupid, and I don't really like looking right at him.
Yo, bro, you go to Stanford and be that dumb is crazy.
I'm just saying that maybe he's finally learning things that, you know what? Fuck these guys. Why don't you go for somebody that actually has ability and pedigree? Stop coming at boxing from angles and get you somebody that can actually fight. Jalilov can fight.
6'7", 250-pound southpaw who hits like an absolute fucking mutant.
He fucking frightens me, dog.
Colossus.
Frightens me.
And he's got a mono, bro.
Bro, he has one. It's not a brow. It connects to his hairline. It's like a helmet, like a visor, like a
unibrow.
cyclops.
It's a unibrow.
Are you saying this man has a unibrow fade?
He has a uni hairline. It connects to his hairline like a helmet.
It
Right,
goes
now,
up,
now,
it
now,
goes up top of his head and it spells out his initials.
now, this is what I'm getting at. That we're at a transitional phase right now where y'all seen what Martin Bacoli did to Tony fucking Yoka. You see what he did to that guy. This is what's going on. This is what's happening. You see what Jalilov did to Sokolowski. You know what I mean? You see that shit. You see what Joe Joyce did to young Daniel Dubois. It was 2 fights ago, but it's that he's floating around. Guys like this is out here, fam. They out here. It's not fucking safe, in other words. If you 30-something, whatever, you done got your ass beat a couple of... Do you really want to still be out here? I wouldn't want to be out here. You got Hergovic. He has a unibrow that connects to his back.
That's a hairy motherfucker.
I would not want to be out here with these people, fam. I wouldn't. That shit is like the old X-Men suit. Y'all remember the old X-Men suit that it connect the yellow line and it go around the suit? That's what his eyebrow is, fam.
Like I said, the Colossus.
Now, you know what I mean? So thinking about that, I'm like, look, I don't really know if the environment is even like, I feel like this. There's actually money in Wilder coming back. Like if he decided to come back, it'll do numbers. It will do numbers. If it's with Ruiz, yeah, it'll do numbers. Like they'll do numbers with that. But beyond that, it's like, what are you fighting for anymore?
Exactly. What's the path? What is the reasoning for him to get back in the ring? What's he trying to accomplish?
Yeah, he's got no motivation.
Wait. I feel like this is like such a no conversational point, and it's not to be rude or mean or anything. What has he been fighting for? If you're trying to say that he's been fighting for legacy, he hasn't. So all of his fights, the last the last 7-8 of his fights, that hasn't been about legacy.
He's been quote unquote defending his belt, and that's what his fan base has done. Is they've stood behind him. He's got 10 or 12 or 78 defensive against nobodies. He's at least had something he could say. I have this belt and I'm defending it, and I'm going to steal your pay-per-view money. He has nothing more to go out there for. So
but he's not going to walk around and come up
to... What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get Steve Kim on here. He just sent me a request for a link, so I'm going to try to get him on here, all right?
Okay.
Now, y'all go ahead.
Do you understand my point, though, Mark? Like,
I get the point. I just don't think... But here's the thing, right? I get the point from a boxing conversational standpoint. I just don't think Wilder's turning around to people saying, hey, yo, I've got 10, 11 title defenses, rather than saying, hey, yo, I've got $30 million.
Correct. But his fan base, the fan base could always say he's got this many title defenses. He's everybody's ducking him, makes him out to be...
No, wait. I see Villain's point, honestly, God. That look, Wilder wasn't fighting for legacy. Let's get that right out the way. No, you weren't, because you screwed the pooch, and I don't even want to get into it anymore. But He wasn't fighting for legacy, though. At the same time, you're not a champion anymore. You got the fucking shit beat out of you. Like those were systematic beatings. That's not a flash knockout. You know, those was beatings that.
And you know what he was rewarded with, Julius? He was rewarded with a fucking statue. Disgusting. No. Let me finish.
Let me finish. If he's the best boxer that Tuscaloosa, Alabama has ever produced, then they are right to erect a statue in his honor. If he's the best boxer they ever produced, I'm not against that.
Let me counter that real quick. He was twerking. Okay, that's unbecoming of behavior of any champion ever. No champion in the history of boxing.
Dana, thank you.
Look, I'm not trying to tell y'all that I like him. I'm just saying that there's something to what Villain is saying when he says that, look, he's not a champion anymore, and there was an added prestige to like in other words, he don't got that mentality that Derek got. That, man, I'm just here to fucking fight, bro. I don't give a shit. I don't care what the fuck happened. I could lose. I'm still here to fight. He not like that.
Man, he embarrassed himself. Period.
I think
Wilder just going Wilder just gonna be out here fighting for $3 million purses. He just
Tuscaloosa should have erected a statue of Deontay Wilder on the bench press, with the fucking angular barn, like just reward him with that too.
That's hilarious.
Do you think if Joshua was to lose to Alexander Usyk and then they did that Wilder versus Joshua, that would still sell? That would still be a good fight?
No, it'll still sell. Like, as far as that fight selling, because the Wilder fans hate the agent, that hate and that toxicity is still there. So yeah, the fight sells. The thing is, I would say, can they get it done? Who's gonna give up ground?
Neither of them have something to quote unquote lose for anymore. Neither of them have belts to be worried about. So
it's not that. It's the platforms, Villain. It's the platforms that I'm DAZN America, Showtime America. Like, what? How do they get it over the line? Because what I see, that's the issue that I see. That I'm like, look, you could try to do the fight, and it would be the right time to do the fight. Like, look, we ain't got belts. We might as well try to kill each other, But the platforms is going to be the problem.
I agree.
Stephen going wanted to be like. Go ahead.
Wilder, at that point, Wilder would have to be like, "Fuck y'all guys! I got my ass beat for less money. I'm out of here. I'm going to DAZN." But
but they turned that shit into some type of they turned that shit and it's like, that's why they a bunch of cornballs over there. Like, y'all motherfuckers is not hustlers. There's one hustler at the PBC and his name is Al Heyman. The rest of y'all is some fucking, I don't know what the fuck y'all are.
And Danny Jacobs when he was there.
Danny got up out of there, though. Danny got up out of there. Shit, even Jarrell Miller got up out of there because most people forget he used to fight over there, fam.
That's a fact.
He used to fight over there.
Oh, really? I forgot about
that. Artur Better Beef used to fight over there. Jarrell Miller used to fight over there. Obviously, Danny Jacobs used to fight over there. Jesse didn't fight over there. Well, he did once with Bronier, but then he got up out of there. And that was like, he wasn't really over there like that. He was always more of a top rank type guy than because a lot of shit he did was at top rank. Tim Bradley, Manny Pacquiao, all that shit.
The one thing I wanted to mention that you brought up, you talked about the fact that you had a disagreement or a conversation with like a PBC fan saying that they have the best cards. Do you understand that the majority of people who follow the PBC don't understand there's boxing outside the United States? They couldn't even tell you anybody who fights outside the US.
Villain, this is a guy who is not your average PBC. This is a guy who, for the most part, he seems to know his boxing. What's his name? Bird something on Twitter? Something. His name is Bird something, Ukrainian cat. Or he got like a Ukrainian flag on his shit. And he said, that
does not scale it down, bro. Everybody's got a Ukrainian flag on Twitter.
I don't. I'm fucking Irish, fam. Fuck is y'all talking about? I'm Dublin.
If I was Dimitri Bivol, you remember when Dimitri Bivol got disrespected by the Klitschko brothers? Yeah. I would have stepped both of them. Like, nah, bro. Like, you play with my money over something.
Yeah, but we can't downplay that though, neither, because look, I know why they mad. They at a place where if I see a Russian, I'm about to pop them. I'm not playing with y'all, right? They at war.
actual
in
war.
regards to Wilder's fans, because he lost, they done switched over to Errol Spence because there's a big similarity in the
They
argument.
were already there.
Yeah, they was like, it ain't even that. Like, all they gotta do is hear that he's not retiring and he's coming back, and they gonna go back to acting retarded again because they retarded. Like, y'all cats is retarded.
There's big
Y'all
money in it.
Y'all motherfuckers been sitting there propping up a fucking theory, you know what I mean? And it didn't get proven, and y'all don't got the critical thinking skills to really think, like, yo, was there ever anything to that shit? Or
They
was
tried to
this-
solve that shit like it was string theory, Jules. Let's be real.
Yeah, no, but it's like, yo, you really gonna let somebody on YouTube fool you? Like, you just want to be lied to, then is what I see. Like, you just want to be lied to, because that's what I see. Like, it's like, yo, you don't think, for example, it doesn't strike you as odd that, okay, Wilder suspects there was foul play. In order for there to be foul play, the commission got to be in on it. They would have to help Fury pull this off. They would. So why would you have the third fight under the same auspices of that same commission?
Right.
These people aren't from this planet, bro. This is ways, bro.
Julius, and also look at it like this.
I'm starting to think that.
Look at it like this: the trainer that he retained and the trainer he fired. The trainer that he retained was looking at Fury's hand wraps, the first, second, and third fights.
Yeah.
And that's really and Dick, man.
Yo, you can't make this shit up though. Like on some like, yo. So
I mean, come on. You have. The
I'm still
opposing
disgusted
trainer,
by that.
corner man over there watching the hand wrap.
Fam,
You either gotta be the dumbest motherfucker to let that happen, or you're full of shit.
I want to say first disclaimer. Country, I'm not talking about you. So please don't think I'm saying this at you, about you, or anybody like you, right? But Wilder
Country
is
from Sacramento.
all right. Wilder is a corn pone, country bumpkin ass motherfucker. So let me get this straight. You think they pulled the fast one on you by slipping something in the gloves? Who was in charge of watching the hand wraps and all of that? This guy. Who you fired? This guy. Like what fucking bayou water have you been drinking, fam? Like, what's wrong? Breland wasn't there watching his hands get wrapped. JD's was. So ideally, if you feel somebody fucked up and dropped the ball, would he not be the guy that you fired?
The reason why he fired Mark Breland because Mark Breland held him accountable, and this guy was too mentally weak to do what he was supposed to do. Period.
Absolutely.
But
I'm still disgusted by it, man. I'm still
Me
fucking.
too. Me too. That's why I was so happy when Tyson Fury beat the dog shit out of him.
Real
I was
shit.
pissed off. I was pissed off that he got up at 9 for the first for the second knockdown. He should have never got knocked down. It should have been a one-sided beating because people like that, scumbags like that, should not be praised because deep down inside. I just wanted to finish up this point, then I'm gonna let it back to you. Deep down inside, like when you see stuff like that, a statue erected of a man. I understand people are flawed in everything. I understand what he did for his daughter. This is all to be commended. But when you do piece of shit like that, it shows it gives a bad message to people that you can do fucked up shit like that and you get rewarded. You feel me?
Well, look, what they like about Wilder don't got nothing to do with boxing. So. And these are people that like the real shit. The real shit is that the guys that he seems to appeal to the most, you don't have no character, fam. You don't have no ethics. That dude admitted to all y'all dummies that they offered him more money to fight AJ. And because you don't want to be wrong, because you don't want to admit that you were wrong, right? You gonna act like he ain't say that because that's how much character you don't have. Feel me? Like he admitted that it's not me on my bullshit little YouTube channel. It ain't Mark. It ain't none of y'all. He said that. He said, yo, they offered me more bread to fight AJ. Well, you dumb motherfuckers have been, the offer wasn't real. AJ wasn't part of the contract. He just said
that dry snitch is not in the ether. It's forever. I have a copy of it.
And mind you, the tweet is still up.
Literally on his page. Like I could go to it right now.
It's a free receipt.
You know what I mean? And yeah, because you don't want to admit you were wrong, because you don't want to admit that you've been lying to yourself about this motherfucker. That look, the real reason we ain't get undisputed is because of him. Just straight the real and I'm not talking about just AJ. I'm talking about in the last 7 years because he's been the reason we didn't get it. Vladimir was willing to pay for you to step aside. Nah, you got to give me 10. Bro, you don't even make that. Think about it. And this is what they don't do. They don't think, okay, Wilder, if you step aside, not only do you get the bread from stepping aside, but instead of fighting for one green belt, you would get the fight for undisputed because you'd still be mandatory. You don't want that? No, you don't. Because you don't want to fight Vladimir. You never did.
Yep.
Common sense. Yeah, of course I'm a step. Like, look, Jack Catterall, but even though he got fucked.
That was nasty. Boy, that was nasty.
But Pete, that he stepped aside to allow the Ramirez fight because he knew, all right, I'm going to stand down. I'm going to let y'all fight so that when I come back, I'm fighting for all the belts, not just the WBO or whatever he got. Like, I could end up fighting for Jose belts too if you beat Jose or whatever. You know what I mean? Wilder, we know why you didn't want to step aside, fam. And we know why Shelly didn't want you to step aside. If Klitschko get all them belts, they don't want to have to put you in there with him. And I don't got to speculate. He said that. He said he's a baby. He said no. He said all that.
No.
Hey, Jules, Robert Moore said he was having technical problems. He was asking you to send him a link again.
I got you.
Yo, Jules, so imagine Vitali Klitschko versus Deontay Wilder, the carnage that Klitschko would have put Wilder through.
What, prime Vitali versus Deontay?
Oh my God, I would love to see it.
Bro, like, look. When I
That's
say
2 rounds.
When I say this, people get upset. People get upset because they have built him up off of what they saw in the Fury fights. They have built him up because of the bubble that they were in. You know, like they built him up. The reality is, if you would have fought Vitali, even towards the tail end of his career, that man would have fucked you up, man. Real bad.
Real quick, too.
No, that wouldn't be real quick. It would be sustained beating. And let me tell you this about Vitali Klitschko, bro. There was one point in time he was going to fight Mike Tyson, bro. And you remember when, Mike Tyson fought Lennox Lewis? That was bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Imagine what Vitali would have done to him in 2004. I'm happy Danny Williams won that fight.
Oh, yeah, that would have been a mess.
Really?
It's real shit, yo. Like at the end of the day, and I said this for many, many years, somebody mic is fucked up and they need to fix that shit. At the end of the day, a big part of the reason that they put blinders on when it came to him is because he was the only prominent heavyweight champion that America had. They didn't have really nobody else to root for. So it's like, yeah, we got to get behind him. That's why it became like a cult almost
Jules, they didn't try to like bring any other prospects up to be American champions. They didn't really try to develop.
They didn't have them to try. At that time, the heavyweight division had become about the Eastern Euros and the Brits. That's what because they was the ones that was meddling. They was the ones that was really getting it done and all that shit. Like even now, the heavyweight division, for the most part, it is European. It is.
Right.
AJ Joyce, Dubois, Jalalov, fucking, what's that kid?
Jalalov's Asian.
He is, but he because he is. He's from Uzbekistan, so you right. But he ain't from fucking Texas.
Hey, when is that big Chinese heavyweight fighting?
Say it again.
When is that big Chinese heavyweight fighting again? What's his name?
I don't know. He just fought. They probably gonna reschedule the Hrgovic fight. The Hrgovic fight gonna get rescheduled.
That was his name.
But he's 55 years old.
Bro, that dude is old as shit.
55 years old. He's about to go on Social Security. You guys didn't hear that?
Hey, maybe him and Ortiz could have a fight.
I wish.
The battle of the old.
Battle of the old. Battle of the geriatrics.
Out with the old and in with the older.
That's right.
So we got Craig Richards versus Joshua Bowatsi on Saturday. I look at it as a bit of a 50-50 fight, a little bit, but the pedigree of Bowatsi is what puts it over the top for me. I'm like, look, that guy can punch. He's defensively, he's a little bit irresponsible. He is, but Craig,
He's a liability defensively. Let's stop it.
yeah, like when
Patterson hit him like that, bro. Nah, man.
when he put them together, that's where you see that, like, yo, you can get caught, fam. But is Craig gonna be the one to catch him? I'm gonna go to Mark. Mark in Ireland, in Kildare. Can he? What happens on Saturday
I'm not in Kildare.
in Dublin?
Yeah. To be honest, as far as pedigree goes, I don't know just how much more pedigree Bowatsi actually does have than Craig Richards. I know as an amateur he achieved quite a bit and got the bronze medal. I think a lot of people don't really pay attention to what level that light heavyweight division was at the time. In the amateurs, it was kind of a watered down light heavyweight compared to 4 years prior and 8 years prior. And I know a lot of people don't like to admit that, but most of the prospects from that light heavyweight division, that Olympic cycle, have gone on to be trash.
That's true. The French guy, you know the fucking French guy, bro. The fucking you know the fucking guy.
I also know Bektemir Melikuziev, my friend. So these are a lot of things that people do leave out. And as far as sharing the ring with top operators lately, Richards shared the ring with Bivol and acquitted himself decently.
I feel like that's getting blown out of proportion, Mark. I really do.
It might be, but pedigree and Joshua Bowatsi, I think, is definitely being blown out of proportion because this guy hasn't been in any form of pedigree since I was 22.
Bro, the toughest guy he fought was botulism. That's the toughest guy he fought.
Yeah, you need real help. What the fuck?
That's the
botulism. Yeah,
I haven't heard that term in a long time.
The dude with the peasy hair on the top that he don't have no hair, but he got like some little peasy hair on the top. Botulism.
Homero Simpson.
Oh, man. How do you think that
Maxine? You mean dude looks like Heat Miser?
That would have,
bro. Flasso.
That would have cherry gone wrong. That would have been
that wasn't no cherry.
That's not a cherry. That's no cherry. Who said that was a cherry?
That wouldn't have been no cherry.
It would have been a cherry, but like that would have been a fight gone wrong. That would have.
Yes, like it's a good thing that he got injured. So that's the best thing that could have happened.
Imagine calling like that cherry gone wrong. That man in most people's eyes should rightfully be the WBO light heavyweight champion right now. That's no cherry.
Mark, I'm gonna upset the apple cart here. Zerto beat him, and he beat him at light heavyweight.
He beat him at light heavyweight.
That was a very that was at super. Was that not at super?
No, that was light heavyweight. That was at light heavyweight, bro. That was above 168. He beat him.
That happened
years ago, bro.
Years ago.
He beat that dude, though. He did beat him.
Years ago, yeah. Fair enough, he did. But both guys' careers have changed, right? I mean, I seem to remember Canelo having a very tough time with Miguel Vasquez.
That's true. That is true. Thank you, because people act like it's the same. Like, though, I'm gonna say, look, Vlasov went on to be better, and I feel like, look, I had high hopes for Zerto at 68. I really did, but he's regressed, bro. Like he has regressed. Like he's huge. You know, he rehydrated to 203 pounds, bro, in the Bosel fight. So he's a big guy. He got a good engine. He can punch.
203, my nigga. What?
200 and shit you not, dog.
Wait, is that real? 203?
I'm not fucking playing, y'all. He
is
to 203 pounds.
Is that pre-fight? Like, was that like how long before he stepped into the ring?
When he walked in the ring to fight Bosel, he was 203 pounds the night of the fight.
Nah, that's
okay, but Julius, do you really think Surzo has been regressing? Really?
But because of the Gonzalez fight, bro. Because of the Gonzalez fight, bro. That shit was mad harder than it should have been. That motherfucker old, man.
Okay, but it's not about the guy was fighting on 168 and move up a weight class. Okay, he did good against Barrera, but Barrera is sharp.
No, but he wasn't a stranger to light heavyweight, Leo. He had been there before he won a WBO title. He beat Vlasov before he won a WBO
Okay,
title.
but when you're
So he was at light heavyweight, and then
when
he
you're
went down
talking
to
about
168. Oh, okay.
okay,
didn't
when
know
you're
that.
talking about light heavyweight, are you talking about fights in the limit or a couple of pounds?
No, you're right, because it wasn't at the limit. I remember seeing it was like 170 or 170 something. It wasn't a full-on 175. Like, it wasn't. But
Yeah,
I mean,
Vlasov is a big dude. You think maybe he was drained or something? Because he's a
I
big
think
guy.
Vlasov was drained in that
Yeah,
fight.
Vlasov. I think he was drained because he's a big dude. Was he like 6'3", 6'4"?
That's a big, but Zerto's a big motherfucker, dog.
I don't know how
Yeah.
he weights.
He's a big motherfucker, man. Listen. Zerto don't beat Better Beef, right? He don't beat Better Beef.
Nah.
Does he beat Better Beef? Come
I mean,
on,
it's
man.
light
Come
heavyweight.
on. Don't ride the fence.
Does
Once
beef
you
better
get into
beef?
the higher weights, your
No.
puncher's chance becomes bigger and bigger. Once you're getting into those higher weights, that puncher's chance it gets higher. You know.
No, he doesn't beat
Who are
Better.
you? Who beat better beef?
Today's I'm gonna say this, all right, because I've never thought much of Zerto's boxing. What I've always given him is he has size, a good engine, good work rate, but his boxing is nothing spectacular. Well, no, I will say this: I do like what punches he picks when he's close to the guy, but that's when he's close to the guy that he does pick the right punches. But today's Zerto, today's Better Beef, what are we talking about?
Better Beef wins. Zerto.
Better be of round 8.
Yeah, Zerto is
It's a lot of size, Mark.
Zerto
I don't give a fuck, bro. Did you see him against Unieski?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, put Better Bev in that ring instead.
Valen, who wins a goddamn fight?
Better Beef wins the fight. Zerto is a really, really good like B+ fighter. He's great. He's against like inferior competition. He looks great against an elite boxer or damn near elite boxer. He's gonna look simple. He's gonna look beatable. He's got a good gas tank, but I think Better Beef beats him like exactly what Mark said. Round 7, round 8, like a TKO.
He's good at what he does though. See, Benavidez, him and Benavidez are really cut from the same cookie cutter.
Very
honest to
much
God.
so.
They really like that. Their whole shit is this.
They're mean potatoes. They're very much like blue collar mean potatoes, good solid fighters.
Yeah, like
You consider him
Jay.
a pressure fighter? What is it, Zurlo?
look, I like being honest with you. This is gonna sound weird, but I like the punches that Zerto picks when he's close to the guy, when he's finally there with him. I like the punches he picks better than the punches that David picks. That he know when to throw the uppercut. He knows when to come like around the side or under the elbow. Like I like how he picks his punches. David, maybe it's because he's a southpaw too. That could be it, because he's zurdo. But I like the punches that he picks. Could David beat him?
It's a fun fucking fight.
David has the hand speed advantage though, because one thing about
speed.
he does have hand speed. Let's not play those games, bro.
Well, he fights slow motherfuckers that make him look fast.
That's the question. Is who has David been against that would even put him in the conversation to beat him? That's the thing, is a lot of these guys are not as challenged, so we don't really know. They haven't fought anybody good enough to really say if they could or couldn't beat him.
Well, when we're talking hand speed, right? That's to be different between singular shots. When David throws in combination, it doesn't matter the pace of your opponent shots in between. That's just raw speed, and that's judgeable. Now, if you're talking about singular shots and the timing in between, who's quicker to one single punch, we don't know how quick David is, but we do know he's fast in combination. That's blatant.
Yeah,
that shit is blatant.
I mean, like against who? Porky Medina, bro? Rogelio Medina?
Hey man, he was really quick against Ronald. Look, he was quick against Ronald Gavril, and he still got fucking lit.
That's what I was gonna. He ate so fucking fast, he ain't get clipped.
Oh yeah, but hold on a second. That doesn't matter when you throw in combination. Like, right? Are we gonna say Amir Khan doesn't have fast fucking hands?
No, you're right. But
He's got a
it's like
You can have quick hands and be
you're
retarded.
right. Mark, you're right.
Look at Andy Ruiz.
All I'm saying is, look, if you brought up Amir Khan. Look, Khan fought fucking Maidana, bro. Who David fight again?
Ronald Gavro, bro. I bet you any money prime Ronald Gavro would knock out Marco Maidana and Amir Khan. Okay,
Prime Gavril, there's a prime.
Come on,
Like Amazon.
Bro, he's 188 pounds on fight night. He'd knock out both of those fucking bastards, little midgets.
Listen.
David Benavidez would knock Amir Khan out, bro. Fact.
Yeah, Amir Khan. Sure.
I don't know. I like Khan's chances.
David Benavidez, Julius, cut it out.
Khan Benavidez 2022.
We got Meng Feng Long versus Jean Pascal in a crossroads fight, even though Meng is an undefeated fighter.
I like Pascal. I like watching him fight. He's all steroid up.
Did you hear what I said? You have an undefeated fighter in a crossroads fight. Bro, what the fuck happened to your career that you're at a crossroads?
Who knows?
Poor management.
Now, Meng, initially, he was the one that was supposed to be facing Sergey on the Triller card last weekend. That was actually, he was supposed to fight him. Tervel Pulev stood in his place. He obviously ditched that fight for this fight. Did he make the right decision?
No.
No? You think he's going to lose this fight?
I do. Because, first of all, Jean Pascal's an animal. And he's an animal who pissed off for the first time in his career, so he's not going to use the new steroid. He's going to go back to the originals. I feel sorry for Meng. This old bastard's going to fuck him up. And I'm going to enjoy watching it because Meng sucks. And
he does suck.
It's so strange that this is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. You know the way people garnish like cult followings? This dude garnished a random ass cult following because of Bug Leone. Like, where did that come from?
Meng, he has a following.
Yeah, a tiny smidgery of a following. It's like 18 weirdos, and they're really insane.
They would have to.
Crazy, man.
Where does one find Showbox TV if they wanted to watch this fight?
You know that I literally have no idea.
How does one find this fight?
Look, Roy is there, Paulie's there, fucking Antonio Tarver's there. But like, do you have to pay?
I don't know.
Yeah, kind of like that other generic website, payperview.com.
They can suck my goddamn.
ProBucks.
Where in the heck is Plant City, Florida?
I don't even know, bro.
ProBucks TV is a website.
It's a website. Do they show Violet Myers videos?
No, they do. They do not. However, if you need, I can send you some torrent free.
Yo, you guys need help. I'm gonna hit you guys like this.
Oh fuck.
Yo, look, this is wild because you have two of the bigger, I would say the biggest pet cheats in recent memory. You know, Jean Pascal, when he tested positive for banned substances, he tested positive for 4 of them.
But that's impressive. If you're gonna do the roids, man, you're gonna pop dirty.
I'm proud of him.
6 to 8.
I'm proud of him. Like, it's like
as much shit as Jarrell Miller got. Pascal in one test outdid him in 16.
That's impressive.
It's fucking great.
Julius gave him the steroids in the first place.
I did, because he was daring to be great, and I applaud that. And it's like when Thanos put the Infinity Stones in a gauntlet. It's just like that. Like, yeah, I dig it. But, like, do you think it's kind of just, I guess, fucked up, or that it looks fucked up that so soon after, you know, he got caught with all those banned substances, he's right back like nothing happened? And then Jarrell Miller, he's about to fight on Triller. He served his ban, and he'll be back over the summer.
Oh, man. Triller's a dead end.
Jarrell Miller versus Kubrat Pulev. Easily.
I will watch the fuck out of that.
I'm gonna fucking watch it, Mark, and I don't care. I don't like. Don't you can judge me. You can judge me like if you think I'm a bad person. If you think I don't give a shit, I'm watching it, bro. Believe it.
It's like a car crash.
That's what I was just about to say. Who doesn't like to watch a good car crash? Come on.
You see, I'm morbidly curious about how morbidly obese Jarrell Miller is without pets. Because sorry.
No, that's okay. Everybody likes a good car crash.
Oh,
There's
I'm
nothing
holding my
wrong with
tongue.
watching it.
So you recommend him more cardio?
I just want to know if his back titties are bigger than his front titties now.
Bro, he started losing hair, bro. Have you
Oh,
seen
man.
his shit? Like, he started losing hair. Like, he
It's
was really
stressful, man.
stressed
Because like the
out,
dude,
bro.
yo, he's stressed because the dude got his job taken away over this shit. That's what
Oh,
I
it's only
think.
$2? Wait, $2 a month.
What?
I'm not. Come on, I don't need more subscriptions. My fucking wife keeps signing me up to fucking shit. She like Hallmark. Like, why am I signed up to the Hallmark
Hallmark
channel?
has a plus now, a plus service. Dear God.
What would it be?
Hallmark? Oh, no, Jay, don't say that.
All
Oh.
those fucking movies look the same, and they're all about the same fucking thing. All of them.
Christmas.
I'm not letting the missus watch this stream now. I'll end up having a fucking Hallmark subscription because of Julius.
Fucking wives are not signing them up to apps and then forgetting about it, and then their husbands.
Uh-oh.
Whatever. All right. The point is,
Mrs. Winger.
Do not mess with her and her fucking Hallmark channel. That's all she has.
fucking Hallmark. Do you know how much shit I got? Amazon, I got Prime, all this shit. All right. Who's seen Northman? Let me tell you.
I gotta catch that movie.
Listen, that fucking.
Jay has seen this movie like 6 times now.
I have, and I like it. Listen, because this is what they did. They took elements of Conan and combined them with elements of Beowulf, and it's the coolest fucking shit, bro.
Wait, what movie was this?
This is Northman, yo. The shit is
I gotta see that.
Country. Just watch. It's fucking.
What's it on, Jay? What's it on?
I bought it on Prime. I bought it on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Country. He mentions this show at least once alive. So if you don't know now, you'll never know.
Bro,
I'll know. I'll check it out this weekend.
The visuals is nuts, Country. Like just from and I'm real big on cinematography, and just cinematography alone is like wow, bro.
And swords.
Listen, I felt cold and dirty watching the movie. Like I felt all that disgusting shit. I felt all that shit. Right? Like I felt like I was a Viking watching that. It's fucking beautiful. You gotta watch that shit.
I will, man. You were definitely in tune. I can
bro,
say
that's
that.
Telling you, the fucking swords. Listen, you got Kansu. He's fighting Wilfredo Benitez. Who wins the fight?
Benitez.
You said he's what?
I knew Mark could catch that shit.
Hold up, bro. I thought I was tripping for a second when you said that. I'm like, what's going on here?
Get screamed, bro. He's fighting Benitez, man.
You know what? Man. I like the fight. I like this fight. I think it's a very good fight, to be honest with you. I think they're similar levels. Both guys come to fight. And they're both going to stand there and trade in the pocket.
Yeah.
So.
And hopefully Kansu will be more himself, because what I remember from the Lee Wood fight is he did not, like we know he was coming off a long layoff. I'm not trying to make excuses for him, but if you were watching Kansu before that fight, before the Lee Wood fight, you'll know that like, yo, dude, why are you not punching? Like, you a volume guy. That's why I wanted to see you fight Josh Warrington, because you're a volume guy and he's a volume guy. With him, you didn't want to throw, bro. Like, you literally didn't want to throw.
Julius, you must have really liked Daniel Zaragoza then, man. That guy threw like 1,000 punches around when he fought way back when.
Fuck yeah, yo. Fuck yeah.
But don't you attribute that to Liu Kang being shy about throwing punches because it was against Lee Wood?
That's a good point. That Lee Wood looked strong in that fight, so the power probably got his respect. The power.
I mean, especially I get it. I get it in the first 2-3 rounds, but it wasn't even really throwing the world. How was the stoppage in the 12 and the 11?
Yeah, it was in the 12. It was in the final round. It was in the final round.
Yeah. Very
Lee Wood's
climactic.
really coming into his own because I think he gonna fuck around and knock out Josh Warrington. Like being real,
I'm not got Leo
He
Santa
might.
Cruz.
they're not gonna make that fight, bro. That's why I went right to Josh because they ain't not gonna make that fight, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They're not, bro. Like who the fuck really thinks that Leo Santa Cruz is gonna fight Lee Wood, bro? That's not gonna happen.
No.
By the way,
Leo ain't been fighting for how long? I mean,
No,
yeah.
he fought. He just fought McConnell. I'm saying that the platform shit, bro. Lee already said he's waiting for Mark Mixayo, bro. He already said that. Like, bro, they not fighting, fam. They not fighting. WB ain't gonna order that shit. So when they don't order the fucking shit, Mark, who is Eddie gonna put him in there with?
well, first I just want to say Jukan and Benitez won't be fighting. That fight's been cancelled.
Why, Mark? Why is it been canceled?
No, it's actually been cancelled. I don't know the reason why. I'm just saying.
But that's great. Like this is the debut card for Pro Box.
Yeah, well, their co-main has already fallen through according to Tapology, so it's off, and it's not on Box Rec anymore.
So what? Do we get Roy versus Tarver 4?
Oh God, no!
I'll be honest with you. It's probably higher level than Khan versus Benitez, man.
That's it, man. You fuck around.
Let's be real. You said Wilfredo Benitez at the start of this, and
I said that on purpose.
Yeah, but he's probably got more in the tank than Brandon does.
All right, but then what a fucking rough start, man. Rough start.
So what was the question you were asking me about, Eddie?
Fucking, no. Look, I'm gonna start two-prong question. Do you believe that Lee Wood versus Leo Santa Cruz will happen?
No.
So when it doesn't, what do you believe Eddie will do?
I think Lee Wood versus Josh Warrington.
Bingo! Let's not waste each other's time, people. Leo ain't getting on a plane, and for that, Eddie not a fucking more like, yeah, let me just send him to America. No, I could get money over here with a Josh Warrington fight. That shit'll sell out. It'll sell out.
It'd be an exciting ass fight too. Just the styles.
That'd be great.
Yeah, man. I think Josh is approaching the end, though. I think you have to give Lee Wood an edge. The way he turned it around against Mick, my fucking guy Mick, who's supposed to be back in August, by the way. Shout out to my man Mick motherfucking Conlon. It was a great fucking fight. Showed a lot of heart. He gassed out, man. He gassed out, But it was a great fight. I think you got to give Lee Wood the edge over Josh, though. I do.
Yeah, Jules. Speaking of not getting on the plane, what do you guys think about what the latest controversy with Bill Haney?
I mean, look,
That
it's
was
fucked
the
up.
Australian government, though, wasn't it?
No, yeah, it is. But I mean, I
ironic.
I understand. I understand the law. You get it? Like, I get it. They're like, yo, we ain't just gonna have a bunch of felons around here fucking all our Australian broads. Like, I get it. Like, no, I understand it.
Nah.
Yeah, that's why I'm not
Bill
allowed.
Haney, that man, he trouble because he done something in 1992.
Bro, what did he do?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But
He sold coke, whatever. Like, okay, he's a reformed man. Like, dude is a devout Muslim, and dude is
agree,
like
but
still Ramadan, so he ain't doing all that fucked up shit. But like, yo, this is only here for on an assignment, and that's for his son.
That's
to win
what makes
the
the
undisputed ladder.
virtuoso. That it's not a leisure trip, and they know that. That is what make that, like, damn good and well that he is not here to see Chris Hemsworth. All right, he's not here to see Chris Hemsworth.
Not here to fuck, blonde Australian women.
He's not.
Do you know what's really strange though? Right? Even though he didn't get to compete in Melbourne, they allowed Novak Djokovic into the country, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did they?
He actually did get into the country.
He did, but then they told him he couldn't compete in the Australian Open.
He couldn't compete, absolutely, but he was allowed to enter the country. Bill Haney.
Is it a play, Mark? Because that's the feeling that I have, that this is a play, bro. This is not about his fucking felony, because they know it's not a leisure trip. It could be a play. Like, we gonna fuck up your corner situation.
Maybe.
And then that just makes that, like, up until this point, Devin has been portrayed as a diva, but like now this kind of makes him a sympathetic figure, and it's like I feel like George might be implicated in this shit too. Like, But I don't think it's fair. I don't think he has a shot. Like any say how the Australian government rolls, but it makes him look bad.
You know,
Can I ask one question?
Go ahead.
Is there any evidence that Bill Haney was actually turned away, or is Bill Haney saying he was turned away?
It's all from Bill, bro. It's all from Bill.
Do we have any footage of Bill in Australia being turned away at the border?
No, he was told that he didn't get to go. Like he didn't get to go at all. Like he didn't get to go there or nothing.
Have we any evidence of Bill Haney going to any farm?
No.
I mean, I think he went to the UK. Well, no, Devin never. Yeah, no. I mean, they've been fighting in America.
I don't think I've ever seen him, Devin, fight overseas. Or
but
Mexico,
hey,
right?
John Fury's in Spain, isn't he?
It's different.
Okay. Wait. When you get caught in that kind of affair for someone you did in your home country, they catch you in the country that you are supposed to be. Let's say I go to Argentina and they catch me because I got a felony. They above the entrance in the frontier, not before. You can travel, but you're gonna got stuck in the airport and they're gonna send you over. Doesn't work like that.
Well, this is look. I know. Look. Right, because they'll turn you away. They could turn you away when you get to Australia. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they can turn you away. I think he applied for ETA visa, an electronic visitor pass, and I guess he was not. The verbiage that they used, which I thought was ambiguous. I thought it was curious. He was neither accepted nor rejected. I don't know what the fuck that means.
They just left him in limbo. That's
how it sounds. But I'm like,
you know what? Like you said in your video, it could later on, it could work out possibly.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, because look, the Australian government knows it's not a leisure trip. He's there on business. He's there to work a corner. His son's corner. So there's nothing nefarious. Like, what you think? He moving weight? He coming to Australia to steal all the Vegemite? Come on now.
They really have that shit over there?
Bro, that shit is real.
Yeah, it's popular in Australia.
Living in a fried up bear on a hippie trailhead full of zombies.
I agree. It's ridiculous. He should be allowed to go over there and work his son's corner. I mean, come on. I mean, that was, 30 years ago or whatever, or 29 years ago. I mean, whatever he did is
Jason Costa, everybody on this fucking panel is a felon. So, I mean, seriously.
Yeah. And
literally
open air prison.
From fucking
from
Leo,
those laws,
the country.
Man, yeah.
Mark, he has like 15 felonies.
Yo tengo conexiones con el Mayo.
Who has 15 felonies?
Yo, you in the ops, man.
That's not fucking true, bro. It's 12, okay?
It's 12.
Yeah, en México me dicen alias el JVN, güey.
JVN has the most.
I tore the tag off a mattress that said that you can't tear it off.
No, but being serious, like, look, this is the thing. This is what makes it peculiar, and this is
I wouldn't keep off the fucking grass, bro.
Fucking criminals, but criminality. Poverty breeds criminality. But look, listen, this is what makes it curious. The Australian government is actually in on the event, right? And they know all the ins and outs about the fighters and things like that. So you're telling me that the Australian government is in on the event. They're helping to put this together, but they will not let Bill in the country. Are you trying to handicap Devin? Because that's the vibe I'm getting.
Sounds like to me. Shit.
They're trying to handicap him as much as they can, but hey, man, I respect Devin even more if he gets on that plane now.
Oh, he already got on that shit, bro. He's already.
Yeah,
it was today, bro.
Roof, man, I respect him. I respect the hell out of him, man. He did what he had to do. He's doing what he has to do, bro.
Now let me say this, right? As a dad, when Bill posted the picture of him hugging Devin at the airport, y'all called me a bitch, but I welled up a little bit inside. Like, yo, that's fucked up, fam. This is the biggest moment of his shit, yo. And y'all really not gonna let him go?
Look, if John Fury's not allowed in the USA.
Yo, John is dangerous, bro.
John's a
John-
psychopath, man.
Oh,
That
John
fool
is
can
dangerous.
Bro, no, I'm sorry. As dangerous as John is, and that's fair. So is Bill, bro. You've seen all the robes that man's had on, bro. Sometimes he would walking by streams and I start having epileptic seizures.
I mean, that's true. That is true. I mean, and look, in fairness, I see the point that Mark is making, and it is a valid point, but this is my retort. John would not be working the corner, you know, like he's not a member.
Show Judah.
He's not a member of the you know the team per se. You know, he could be there, you know, moral support, but John is not filling the role that Bill is. So yeah, it is a little different. Like, yeah, this is the head trainer you're talking about, not just his father, but also the head trainer, and he would
Look.
be in the country on business.
Julius, between you and me, right? Now think about the country we're talking about here. This is the same country that was refusing in one of its states to allow ring girls.
That's fucked up. Australians are hot, man. They don't have no ring girls in one of their states.
And
They
remember, remember on the
Very dangerous.
it was a Jeff Horn card. There was a Jeff Horn card a good while ago. I think it was the Zarafa 1 fight. They were refusing to allow ring girls in Brisbane.
Why? Australians are
Australia
fucking.
sucks.
Man, we're gonna file a grievance with the union over
Dude,
that.
it is a fucking. The ironic thing is, like, he can't come into the country because of the fucking prior conviction, and yet the country is like founded as a penal colony. Like, come on,
Listen,
Right.
PBC doesn't have ring girls, and this is a democracy,
Scott's
bro.
Irish.
PBC has no ring girls, bro. It'll probably be Leonard Ellaby in a thong holding up the fucking
Oh,
ring
come
girl,
on,
bro.
man. That's a bad visual.
They don't
Joel.
have ring girls, bro. Like most people don't notice that.
That's
they don't
criminal.
Have, it is like it's
No,
disgusting.
what you did to us on this panel by giving us that visual was criminal.
Yeah, man.
If I
that
had
was
to see it,
criminal, man.
you
That was
had to see it.
horrible.
No,
No,
you could have kept that to your grave, Jay.
I agree,
I
man.
could have.
That was a
I
bad
could have,
one.
but I chose to spread the wealth. Spread that wealth. Nah, but I mean, it does seem. I honestly, I look at the situation. If the government wasn't involved in the event, then I wouldn't say anything. But the government is involved in the event, and they know exactly why Bill would be entering the country. So I kind of feel like if this story is true, if what he's saying is true, because some people don't like to believe things they hear just because they fucking heard it. But if what he's saying is true, that they won't let him in the country, I do get the sense that, yo, they're trying to handicap Devin. They must be.
It makes sense.
You know, I brought this up. You know, when Dan Kenobi was like sipping for this shit. Hey, maybe Joel Judah could wear an iPad, you know, to the ring, you know, and then FaceTime, you know, Bill Haney with him. You know what I mean?
Yo, I mean, I don't see what's wrong with that. Like, yeah, that's not a bad. I mean, you can't say he's cheating, right? That's not cheating. It's not cheating. Well, you can't FaceTime felons in Australia. Is that the rule?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You can't FaceTime felons. What's so bad with felons anyway? Not all felons are bad. Like, where did that start? Like, they're giving felons a bad name, personally. I am offended. I'm just playing.
I think some felons are the greatest people you'll ever meet. Certain ones. There's some great felons out there, honestly.
I mean, honest to God, there really are. And it's not fair. And it's prejudicial. It's prejudicial. It's barbaric, right? It's not progressive, right? What about people who identify as felons?
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh,
my
now.
God. Here we go. Now Jules, you're opening up a can of worms, man.
What if you, Leo, what if you identify?
It's your channel, Julius.
It's your channel,
Yeah,
Jay.
Jules is the ops,
you wanna
man. That's it. Say no more.
Say no more. Say no more. Say less. Well, nah, but really, honestly, I do get the sense that it does feel like they're trying to handicap him, though. All jokes aside, Soothsayer says, F fight Jean Pascal versus old Tommy Hearns, 175. Well, we talking like a prime Pascal versus an old Tommy Hearns. You know, I have a question, Mark.
What?
You know, Pascal's always been an aggressive, busy puncher. Given that he got caught with the amount of performance-enhancing drugs in his system that he did, do you feel now that the success that he had in the past, that he wasn't a clean fighter?
He may not have been. I mean, but I'm gonna say this with like the most amount of respect I can really give. He doesn't have a whole heap load of success.
Nobody fought a lot of fucking people, Mark.
He did.
He
He
fought
has
a
the win
lot.
over Chad Dawson, and he has a win over Butte, and that's really it.
That is it, though. He did fight a lot of fucking people.
He did. Yeah, he's got a bit of a defunct victory over Badu Jack. But in terms of the steroid thing, Titan legacy, probably. But like 20 years from now, like nobody's really gonna give a fuck, and he's not gonna end up in the hall either. You know what I mean? It's
No,
not
of
like
course, no. It's not that kind of career.
yeah. I mean, like look at it like this. Look at someone like James Toney. Did it taint his legacy? He's in the Hall of Fame, even
Wait,
though
did
it
he get
happened.
caught though? Because I heard it was. I heard he didn't get caught. I heard it was like all, like Evan Fields. I heard it was one of those guys.
No, James Toney's was like he got caught. Like, don't forget that fight was torn to a no contest. That was against John Ruiz. It would have made him heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah.
So he would have been a 5-weight champion.
Well, I don't really care if he was on
Before.
Peds. My stance on performance-enhancing drugs, I'm going to be honest, it's changed. Not because I'm morally ambiguous, but because I think the sport is morally ambiguous. Who's on Peds and who isn't? We don't know. Look at what's going on with the PBC. Look at what's going on with the PBC when it comes to the Victor Conti harps about this like every other month, that every other promoter, the results are published. The PBC has taken steps so that results are not published. So what message does that send then? Why the lack of transparency then? How many fighters are you covering up for?
Even then, like I'm gonna be honest, even then, it doesn't take much to get a TUE. I'm not even trying to be funny. I can get a TUE for a bronchio inhaler tomorrow. I can say I'm struggling with my breathing, run some tests, have a couple of smokes before I go in. Bingo, whammo, bammo, your uncle, I've got fucking asthma. All of a sudden, I've got EPO in my system, bro.
Do they still have Primatene Mist in other countries?
I'm not too sure.
They don't have them in America. I know that. I think they still have them in Canada, but they outlawed them. And that's that's epinephrine. That's adrenaline. It's a vasodilator. It'll open up your airway, and you'll be like a fucking train.
I remember Primatene Mist.
Country, where you at?
I'm in California, but I remember.
I thought you was. All this time I really thought you was in Canada.
No, man. I grew up in San Francisco, man. I remember all that stuff, dude.
Country, you should take that as a compliment because Julius, like, he goes by stereotypes for people on where they're from. So when he sees Canadians, he sees super friendly, super happy people. So that's what he's saying to you.
I'll take the compliment. Don't worry.
It's a nice compliment. I mean, if I did, there are worse places I could be
big time.
You know what I mean? Shit.
Yeah.
But no, I wonder about that because the outlaw of the ban, as far as I know, it was an American ban. In America, you can't find those fucking things. But I wonder if it's the same everywhere else because what it was epinephrine, which is adrenaline, which, you could call that a performance-enhancing drug used a certain way. You could.
Yeah.
A vasodilator. Shit. Well, I don't know, man. I mean, the whole issue, I feel morally ambiguous about it now because I see that the sport is morally ambiguous about it. That's what I see. That like, your dog, do they really care? Honestly,
look, no. The answer is they don't care about performance enhancements at all. They proved that when Valdez was allowed to fight Conceição. That was the end of it. That was
different, bro. That was different.
Not to me, it wasn't. To me, it's still a performance enhancer.
Bro, it was a legitimate discrepancy. It's not on WADA's ban list, and the commission, they adhere to WADA, whereas the WBC adheres to VADA. That was a legitimate, I'm not trying to apologize for him.
I get you.
They're like,
listen, I'm not saying the State Athletic Commission don't care about boxing. I'm saying boxing doesn't care about boxing because boxing, the WBC, they can still let that fight go ahead under WADA, whatever, under the State Athletic Commission. They allowed their title to be on the line.
I agree with that. I do agree with that.
And and this is championship boxing. that we're discussing.
I agree.
So.
I agree. The WBC, I mean, they don't care. And because if anybody was supposed to, the commission, there would have been no precedence to do anything to Oscar. The WBC, however, yes, that's another matter because with them, there is a precedence. You don't adhere to WADA. You go by VADA. VADA has this on their ban list. So if they're part of your clean boxing program, then you were supposed to strip him, whether the contest goes on or not. You were supposed to strip him, and you didn't. So you don't care. You didn't care.
But that shit about Canelo, it wasn't even in the clean boxing program
true.
when it was in. I think it was the second Golovkin fight.
He wasn't in it in the first one, bro. He wasn't in it. And the rule was if you're a champion, you have to be in it. Except if you're Canelo.
Yeah, ain't that about one?
Margaret Goodman said it outright that he's not in the program. She said it outright. And just because they contracted VADA does not mean that he was in the program. But when you hear about the program, what you hear is that, well, the program's not even stringent. So, I mean, what difference does it make if he was in it or not? That's why I'm ambiguous. When you hear this, Fundora said it. Sebastian Fundora said it. I think it was on a Boxing Voice. He's like, yeah, he in the program, but he ain't been tested. They don't have the funding to test all these people, So, well, they say they don't have it. When you're charging all these people, how do you not have the funding? But that's what they say. So I'm like, well, what difference does it make whether he was in the program or not? Going back to Canelo, when the testing by way of the program isn't stringent anyway.
Man, look, I think I've held this thing for a long time. I think practically every fighter is on some form of PED, especially at the elite level. And to be honest, whenever they get caught, I get all angsty and pissy about it, like some edgy emo twink. But the truth of it is, after like 6-7 weeks, it's out of my mind, and then I can't wait to see them fight again.
But
truth.
Based on what you said, right? Based on what you just said, how do you view Jarrell Miller? Is he?
He's car crash TV.
Just because of the way, that the story was reported and everybody's attitude towards it, I had, plenty to say about it, right? But that was 3-4 years ago, right?
That was when DAZN launched, pretty much the second fight for Joshua on DAZN.
So when you go back and you think about, okay, this dude had like everything and he got caught, but in the back of your mind, you feel like, yo, all these guys are on something though. Just because he got bagged don't mean these motherfuckers. In other words, do you pity him?
No, I don't pity him because all these other dudes, they're doing it the right way. Because there are dudes who are going through careers not getting caught.
But there's no moral authority with you. In other words, oh, you're a cheater. You heard Tony Bellew.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think I can come from a morally high standpoint while I'm there getting my entertainment and thrills watching people punch each other into rough states of living.
Don't tell me that there wasn't a time when you were on your moral high horse with your moral saddle and you, like the rest of us, looked at it as like, oh, you're evil, you're a cheater. Like, I think we all been there, haven't we?
I've been there, but at the same point, that was then and this is now. And now I'm choosing to be different.
Okay, Julius, I get it. I get that reaction when I know about someone that's been using pets, but it lasts like 15 seconds. Then I forget about it.
But Leo, this is what I mean, that if your perspective on peds changed over time because you started to feel that it's more widespread than people realize, that maybe everybody's on it, does that change how you look at a Jarrell Miller, at a John Pascal, at a Ryan Martin? Do you are you does it change how you feel about those fighters?
I always had the feeling that everyone was cheating in some way. They're cheating inside of the ring and they're cheating outside of the ring also. The way they are cheating, it's up to them. I cannot know. When someone gets caught, I feel like, okay, you've been doing it in the wrong way. But that's it. Canelo, I know Canelo was being caught at least one time. I have to assume that it's not doing that anymore. But I cannot know. I can't know that. Maybe it's doing it. Maybe Golovkin.
That's
That
what I'm
that is
getting
my
at,
boy.
Leo. That's what I mean. When that happened, all the Golovkin guys, I was one of them. Canelo, you're dirty. You fucking cheater. And then if I put the shoe on the other foot, like, wait a minute, what am I coming at Canelo for when the whole sport is doing it? Suddenly coming at Canelo over that, it feels silly because it's like, wait a minute, like, what are we, a bunch of fucking morons in here? And all these
Look,
guys are doing it.
I've gotten to the point where, like, look, I'll probably always get pissed when they get caught because I'm probably more upset that they were dumb enough to get caught, if I'm being honest. But if I look at it like this, there's two fighters who've not tested positive, right? But they are two of my favorite fighters, and I believe they're on peds, and I'm willing to even name them. I believe Nonito Donaire is on peds. I have that heavy belief. We've discussed that before, Jay. This is not a reaction for you. We have discussed this. And secondly, I think Usyk has to be on EPO. I just think it's next to impossible to have that much stamina, that much output at that weight, at that level of movement constantly. It just seems like
Mark, he's a Capricorn.
it just seems humanly impossible, man.
You need to accept that Usyk is different, bro. He's a Capricorn.
Well, my star sign has Sugar Ray Robinson. I know what star sign.
I'm trying to help you understand.
Julius, you're a Capricorn. You're on steroids. You mentioned
I've
it
been
many times. On the show.
Different. It's recreational.
Okay,
let me
Julius.
read these. Wait. Let me read the super chat.
Okay.
Hallmark Channel got Winnie Cooper from Wonder Years and Lacey Sherbert from Party of Five. Your girl watches for the story. You watch for the ladies. Bro, I don't even watch that shit. Preach, Mark.
And Jay, how are you going to explain the growth hormone gap between Usyk's teeth? Shout out to Jump Tube in the chat.
No, that's a fair point. M.A. Bustamante says, shout out to Ray in the panel. Great chat. Glad to hear Mark again. Cover Wilder's statue in Alabama next to Forrest Gump's. It's not a bad idea.
Julius, you know when my reaction were off, really, about the pet situation? Look, you always know about something foul happened, for example, and Me Too. And you watch this guy, that is a man, talking about, oh, this shit is unforgivable and you should be locked up. And you, a couple of months later, you saw the same guy being caught for doing foul shit. So when someone like, I don't know, Tony Bellevue or anyone gets vocal about this, I start looking suspicious. Like,
yeah,
okay, maybe you are agreeing, but there is a chance, a real chance, that you are doing something and just putting a face like you are the saint in the sport and you don't cheat. I cannot know.
and that's a very look. They say like normally the signs of a person who is cheating is the one who's screaming the loudest about somebody who's cheating.
Right.
Tony Bellew was
Look at. Hey, and people will be like, well, look at his body shape and his physique. Okay, there are guys who have been on. Look at Ryan Martin. Look at Eric Molina. Look at the most blatant guy lately, Jarrell Big Titty Miller.
Got big titties, man.
Pads don't necessarily give you a great body shape. Ask Tyson Fury and Nandrolone.
Titties don't just grow in that way by themselves. That's all I'm saying. Those is EPO titties. That's all I'm saying. What I'll say is this. I saw Eddie Hearn react. Look, wait, this is what I mean. I think it was IFL or Boxing Social, one of them. They asked him about Jarrell Miller's return, right? So Eddie Hearn takes a stance. He says, I believe that he took the peds to cause bodily harm to Anthony Joshua. And on that premise, I take it personal. This is what he said. And I don't know how to process that. Like what? So Eddie Hearn thinks that all these guys are clean. Does he not know? Like what? What Eddie's on peds? Because look at what Leo just said. The loudest guy in the room is probably cheating. Okay, well, this is a promoter say like, oh, I would never work with him again. Well, why would you never work with him again? Why? Didn't Kid Galahad get caught on peds, but you worked with him, didn't he?
I can give you my main reason why I think that. I think because now this is just from my opinion, and people disagree with me. I think it's easier to cover a drugs test in the UK than it is in the US. I think it's easier to cover it up. So with Miller, he'd be more based in the US, so he'd be considered more of a business liability. I don't think it's got anything to do with morals, because I don't think promoters or any top businessmen in boxing really have a high moral ground.
Mark, I'm so morally ambiguous. Like, I wanted to talk about Jarrell Miller's return in a segment for, one of the relay episodes, but I couldn't get my mind around it. Like, bro, I don't really know how I feel about this shit, because it kind of feels like everybody's on something. So what stance am I supposed to take when I'm thinking, the sport knows, and
it's
a moral hypocrisy.
It's actually great that you're in that mindset, because just normally when I'd go into that mindset about things where I'm neutral on either side or I'm against either side view, I tend to give both of my perspectives. So you're able to prolong the segment. You can give like both your layers of thoughts on both sides of it and perspectives.
No, but it's more like it's a feeling of, should I even care that he got caught? Like, because I being real, I'm like, bro, I don't even think I should care. Like, bro, you just the dude that got caught. Now, I could cover it from an angle where I'm like, look, because you got caught, because you got caught, promoters are going to do A, B, C, and D. I could come at it that way. But myself and any input from, it's like, bro, why am I pretending that I feel how, bro, they know, they know. They all know. And probably everybody's on something. So a moral stance when it comes to the issue is very hard to, I would have to pretend he's a cheater. You have to stop him. I would be pretending.
Interesting.
Yeah, Julius, okay. Hear me out a second. I know this is not the same, but I remember something from way before. I knew this guy. He was a bodybuilder. He was 6 feet tall. Amazing work ethic. This is the kind of guy that goes the training at 6 o'clock, carrot with tuna, and then he keeps training. Was ripped. He was ready. He was huge.
Mm-hmm.
He was in great shape. And he knew this guy. And that time, he contacted a guy from Brazil. And he told him, okay, you're doing great. I think you have the potential. I have these rounds of steroids. You complete this round, you can compete on South American level, no problem.
Mm.
And the guy I knew say, no, I don't do that shit. I'm gonna stay clean. And the guy from Brazil tell him, okay, I cannot get you there. If you're not doing pets, you cannot compete, because everyone is doing pets. You're not be in the finals if you don't use pets. And I get it. Pets are allowed in bodybuilding. Yeah. But for me, that give me a glance in what is the higher levels. That they're going to push you.
That's what Lance Armstrong said, bro. That's what he said. At this level, everybody's on it. He said that.
And it goes back to, look at Fernando Vargas. He got popped for him, didn't he?
He did. It's not new.
He still lost the fight to Oscar, even though he was on him.
Oscar's pads were better.
He had a Golden Girl pad.
That's a good one.
Oh shit! Let me read the super chat. I feel the same about Ugas' last fight. I think it's foul, but at this point, why should I care if nobody else does? I think I'm becoming cynical. Becoming. This is what I'm kind of trying to put into words that I can't. That I'm like, I don't know what stance to take because looks to me like if I got on a high horse about a guy at this point, knowing what we all know and how often it happens that you pay attention more and more, and off the top of your head, you can name at least 10 guys or 20 guys in the last 5 or 6 years that got caught. It's like,
You end up
well,
looking silly, man.
yeah, like why the fuck are we pretending that we don't know any better?
As far as like the cynicism thing goes, like I think it's impossible to watch boxing and the boxing paradigm and politics for a long period of time at any like hardcore rate without becoming cynical to the sport and to the way it treats the fans and the way the fight goes. You start to become very cynical on the idea of will these fights happen? Okay, now if they do happen, you start to become cynical on the judging. Is it a board or is it not? Then you start to be like, okay, what drug testing agencies are going to be involved, right? It's VADA or nada, right? Because I can't trust this one or that one now because they'll let this slide. And then it's like, oh, well, now it's like, oh, look at all these fighters who are with Snack, right? Now they're with VADA, but VADA's main advisor is Victor Conte, who works with these fighters, and he just happens to be the greatest drug cheat of all fucking time. It's impossible to not look at this sport with complete cynicism and skepticism.
Look for like when you talk about Oscar Valdez, the day of the Conceição thing, and everybody, you had people that were getting on him more. Oh, he's a cheater. And I'm being honest. It's not about liking Oscar. I'm not defending Oscar. Like I don't want it to sound like I'm defending Oscar, but I'm just like, yo, there's no way you keep up with this sport. And you see how often this happens to where you start to get a picture and you're mad that he's on pads. What if they're all on pads? If they are, what are you mad about?
They're just mad they got caught. This is actually my way of explaining it, like from how I am even. I'm just mad they got caught because now I have to pay a fucking attention to it again. That's the truth.
Yeah, but it's more like I'm in a place with it where I'm like, bro, if a dude get caught, and I'm gonna just say it live right now, I'm probably not even gonna get mad. What? Because, bro, what the fuck, man? Me and St. John said it. She said it. She never got caught. She used pets. And not only did she never get caught, she knew a bunch of other girls in the industry that was using pets, and they didn't get caught. So it's like, what? So then what the fuck are we getting mad at then?
Look, I know a pro boxer, not naming names, but I know a pro boxer and I know he's on pets.
Are you mad at him?
Nah, because it doesn't really help him.
Okay, Michael Sullivan.
No,
I said I'm not naming any names. That's not a mission either. But I'll be very honest and blunt. No, it's not him.
I knew that mustache wasn't natural.
Bro, mustaches don't just grow in that way, bro.
Yeah, they do. Ask John L. Sullivan, bro.
No,
like,
they don't. That takes years of EPO, bro.
How did John L. Sullivan get that mustache?
But he knew a guy. He knew a guy.
He knew Luis Ortiz, yeah?
He knew a guy. He had a guy. There was always a guy.
You have to inject Landrum.
He did, yeah.
Directly.
Right in his neck. Word. That's right in the lip. And it'll curl up once you put it in there.
He was eating wild boar, was he?
Wild boar testicles. Well, see, this is when I think about Fury, it's like, yo, Fury gets, there's people, they give Fury shit for the Nandrolone. And y'all know I'm not high on Fury. I'm not sweet on Fury at all, right? But looking back, it's like, what the fuck are we worried about his fucking Nandrolone for? You know what I mean? Like, why even, like, what are we mad at, bro? Like, because if you get mad, in other words, or if you take a moral stance when it comes to it, it's like, what, do you not know? You don't know any better? Like, bro, this is...
Think of how many guys talk about like fighters, right, being their favorite fighters and stuff, like Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis, and then like Ray Leonard and Tommy Hearns, and then like Roberto Duran. Nobody can tell me none of them are on roids. They're in better shape with less sports technology than a lot of the fighters today.
Yeah,
Yeah, very true.
they
Like
are,
Mike Tyson's neck is bigger than his head.
bro. That was insane because his neck was like a Lego block. Like his head would go like that, like it would get
It was
smaller.
like a
towards-
safety cone.
He was 5'11", 230 pounds or whatever, and he was moving faster than Chocolatito.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking having it. And at the same point, do I give a fuck? No. I don't give a single shit.
That's what, like, in other words, if tomorrow, Mark, comes out, Vada, Usyk tests positive for estrogen.
Estrogen.
Do you?
That would bother me more than a pet because I'm not particularly progressive in my thought values.
That's a total what the fuck moment.
What if
Essentially, Jay has just asked me how would I react if Usyk were to undergo a sex change and hormone replacement therapy.
Look, what if he doesn't?
I wouldn't feel too good about
What
it,
if
Jay.
he's not on pads, but he identifies as a ped user? Does he have to use a specific bathroom?
Well, no.
You're in rare form tonight, Jules.
Julius, be careful.
I'm talking about pads, yo. Talk about pads.
You wildin', man.
You just talk about pads. They're like, maybe he's not on pads, but he identifies.
I feel like somewhere in the last few days, Julius was on somewhere in the deep dark webs and started to watch a few Jordan Peterson videos.
I like Jordan Peterson.
Jules, if there's a boxer that's going to test positive for estrogen, it's going to be Ryan Garcia, damn it.
It is. It really no.
No,
Mark.
Oh, no. It's going to be Wilder.
Doesn't Julius look like?
I don't know, man.
What's
They're
that?
neck and neck.
Yo,
Don't say neck and neck while talking about estrogen.
Bro, all I'm saying
Mariah
is
Carey moment versus the twerk, man.
I'm in a weird place when it comes to the banned substances issues. As you can see, that I'm like, I don't know how to feel about it. That's how I feel about it. I don't know how to feel about it.
I would love to see you to like actually talk about like the questioning of morality in boxing fans as part of a topic on the relay because of what the sport brings. I think it'd be a great topic for you to cover. I know you probably can't give a shit about it, but I just think it'd be a fucking great.
No,
great
I think it's a better topic to have an open discussion about it because I still feel like there's a lot of people that are still going to come at this from a traditional stance, a traditional lens to where, you really think the WBC's trying to... You think the WBC's really trying to clean up the sport? No, they're not. They have found another arm of revenue by weaponizing testing. Like, if you don't pay us this money, we're going to publish your tests. Because we know you're dirty. Everyone knows you're dirty. You've weaponized the testing as another arm of your clean boxing. If you ask me what the clean boxing program is, it's a way to siphon more money from fighters. Aside from sanctioning fees. That's what I think it is.
I wouldn't put it past them either.
Because it's so easy. Like, look, we can make this go away, but you got to pay. Simple as.
Mad.
Maybe that's what Oscar did. He gave him a little bit of, pesitos under the la mesa.
Why not?
Perdóname, Mauricio, y déjame pelear por el cinturón y...
I just learned a word in Spanish today. Table.
But this also means that when an Oscar Valdez tests positive, all right, a shakedown, huh? That's exactly what I think it is, Will. When an Oscar Valdez tests positive ahead of a Robson Conceição fight, let's not paint Conceição to be the innocent. Oh no, I didn't know. He's fighting dirty. Oscar is evil. Oscar. I don't know. I don't know. I'm real fucked up with it. I'm like, look, he the one that got caught, fam. That's what he is. But all y'all motherfuckers is on something. So why can't we keep it a beam? Fuck, I'm supposed to get
Everyone's on
mad.
steroids.
I'm posting like, so Oscar's no good because he got caught. Like, this is the stance that I have. I'm gonna try to make it as concise as I can. Peds cannot teach you how to box. They literally can't. You don't inject something into your arm and suddenly you just know how to throw a proper jab. I'm saying a lot of shit tonight. That's why it's going off, country. That's why. Because I'm saying a lot of shit that, this is facts. Like, you don't put in EPO or Nandrolone or Osterin and suddenly you just know how to throw a jab the right way. Nah, it's not going to teach you how to box. The boxing skill or whatever, that ain't got nothing to do with the pad. It don't.
No. All peds do is allow you to train and to train to make your body be in the best way. They help. They don't make, but they help you train to get your body to be in the best way that you want it to be for your upcoming fight. And God willing, allow you to perform to the best of your ability during all of that. And me as a boxing fan, I would rather see the fighters fight at the best of their
I
ability.
wish they were all on more than one pad.
Look, this is why I've been saying for years we should have a steroid division in boxing.
Listen, the only way we're ever gonna see a real Hadouken fired in our lifetime is if they're all on peds.
Bring back the 90s. Look, if a dude wants to run 100 meters in 3 seconds, I'll fucking watch it. If a dude wants to send Ryan Garcia to the 19th row of the audience, I'll fucking watch it, man.
I mean, could you
I want to see
imagine
it.
if Isaac Cruz were on Osterin, Meldonium, EPO, G1516, just all the good stuff, the great stuff.
Fucking throw a little bit of fucking Diana ball in that shit, man.
Diana ball. He punches Ryan. Ryan's head comes clean off his neck. The blood gets on everybody. It gets on Tony.
Could you imagine the interview questions? It'd be great. Oh, what happened, Ryan? Did you not train hard enough?
He probably said I didn't take enough steroids. That's what happened.
No, but look, we're being really fucked up, and I think that a lot of us would get criticized heavily for the conversation that we're having if it were.
No, it's important to openly discuss this because, sure, it's a morally like whatever type of road you want to go down on, but I'm not gonna get criticized for having a skeptical or even like completely non-emotional conversation on a sport that treats us with nothing but no emotion to reef the money out of our pockets. I'm allowed to be able to come with these type of ideas because it is that dark.
It is. That's the point that I'm making, that when you look at the way the stories are reported, or you look at the conversations that people have when somebody tests positive, it's like, what are you guys, 12 years old? Like, because that's the feeling that I have. They're like, so if a guy gets caught tomorrow, when Jean Pascal got caught for 4 peds, I didn't even react like, I was just like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
My truest reaction to Jean Pascal getting caught with peds, I'll be honest, there was no upsetness. I didn't go on any rants. Do you know what I said? Jesus, that took a while. That's what I said. That was my instant reaction. That took a goddamn long time.
Yeah, because take the test. Remember with Hopkins? Take the test. Like, what are you trying to win an Oscar, bro? You country, you remember. They had the face off. Sitting there. Take the test. I'm like, so what was all of that, bro? You were trying to win an Oscar? What was all of that?
Look at fucking, like, man, And you bringing up weaponized drug testing is great because that can work in so many ways. It can work with fighters who may have contracts, right? But they've gotten older, their market value has plummeted, and all of a sudden they'll start testing positive for the first time in their career later on. Like, for example, I don't know, Sergey Kovalev. They still had to give him a decent payout over there on the zone. All of a sudden, he synthesized testosterone.
You see what I mean? That we want to get this guy out of here because this guy stands to make X amount of dollars. So one thing we can do is we can throw a monkey wrench into the whole fucking thing by publishing his results.
Absolutely.
And suddenly we don't have to pay him that.
Absolutely.
True.
This is what I'm like. Look, we're all listen. Everybody on this fucking panel, every single one of you motherfuckers, is a goddamn felon, right?
It's a fact.
And you know that this is a hustle. You know this is a hustle. Yes, weaponizing the testing itself as a means to gain more revenue to shake fighters and shake promoters down. Yes, you could do that. Like, hey, we won't publish shit. We won't say nothing.
Jules, I'm a felon. Do you know, like, there was a photo I took in Canada, Jay, and I'd like for you to see this. Because of all the crimes I've committed, I actually came across the most ironic sign I've ever seen. And it also describes the friendliness of Canada.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to find it here.
Okay.
And
listen up to me. The clean boxing program is little more than another arm of revenue they can use to get more money outside of the sanctioning fees. That's what I think it is. They want that TV money.
And
all right.
Can you read that?
That is really far away, bro.
Yeah, it's hard to see.
It says, "Please walk on the grass." It doesn't say keep off. It says, "Please walk on the grass." This is from Toronto Islands.
Canada's a beautiful country, bro.
It's gorgeous. And I was there. I was there, and I took that photo, but I didn't take it on the grass.
You did.
I took it from the pathway.
Let's go to Canada, man. Fuck these dumbass Americans.
No, I'm just because
let's go to Canada, bro.
Yeah, I'm sick of this fucking country, bro. I really am. Like everything in America, it's the stance. In other words, John Rio Casimiro. They don't let this guy fight because he used a fucking sauna. Like, what are we doing to ourselves? Like, what do we do? We're just making it hard. We're just making everything harder for the sake when we all look. Let the guy use the clean. It's the problem. Let him use the clean, so he won't have to sneak around using saunas. You know. It's ridiculous. To me, it's ridiculous that I'm like, what are we supposed to do? Pretend that we don't know any better? Pretend to be upset? You're a cheater. You're cheating.
Somebody snitched on him for real, bro. I think somebody snitched on him.
Somebody told him.
How is somebody gonna just take a picture of him in a sauna room and then they just get the picture out of nowhere?
And then the BBOC just happens to know, like, what do you got? People following him? Like, I don't believe that. You have that kind of funding. Do what? To shadow a guy all day? All day? No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. This has been a very cynical conversation, gentlemen.
Great conversation.
Hey, it was
great conversation.
Great to have you back.
It's
been a minute, man.
Glad Mark is back.
Yeah,
Glad Mark is back. And I want all of you to use EPO tonight.
I'll use Westroll.
Do it for Oscar.
Will it make me better during sex?
Man said he's only got Winnie.
Right? Because we got to stop. We got to take a good long look in the mirror and realize he's not the ped user. You are. You know?
Damn straight.
Ped user in ourselves, you know.
Trying to appeal to the ped user in all of us. Spence is going to lose to Crawford. He's going to lose to Crawford.
He's going to get knocked the fuck out.
He's going to get knocked the fuck out. Gentlemen,
Boxing.
Good
Wait, Jay,
Also hard, he's gonna learn
before you go, before you end the stream, since it's been cynical, the two men on screen, do you believe they're both on pets?
Absolutely.
There we go.
Nah, I don't care.
And I don't care. I still want to watch. The
Exactly. I want to see that.
Just make the fight. Make the fucking fight.
I'm gonna be a little bitch. I'm gonna be a little bitch. I believe that Crawford is the better boxer because pets don't make you a better boxer.
Right.
They don't. I could ingest, like Aspirin and Nandrolone. It's not gonna make me fucking Sugar Ray Julius.
No, being a Capricorn will.
That's different. That's different.
King KO says is rolling on peds.
He better be.
Yo,
Like
does
you said,
Rolly
it don't
know?
make you a better boxer. So
Does Rolly know
Boy.
that this is a lightweight fight? Like he's built like a fucking like junior welterweight. Like,
Bro, he's built like 140 pound to a like he looks like a welterweight.
like he doesn't know that it's a lightweight fight. Like
If I was Rolly, I will.
imagine him coming like to weigh in like overweight. Like he might be dumb enough to do that.
If I was Rolly, I will use not pet. I will use some limitless drug or something, because you have to fix that shit. Really.
Bro, he said he doesn't speak English well or Spanish. He literally said that. Those are the only two languages that he speaks. I'm not joking, yo. He literally said, I don't speak English good or Spanish. So
Y'all gotta pray for Rolly, damn it. He needs it.
No.
I'm just gonna run into one.
Always a pleasure.
November.